We're live.
You're live.
No, I'm live. You're live.
I'm live.
Ringo, are you live?
We're live, y'all. It's alive.
So welcome to the Sunday night show, Sea Lake Journeys.
That's right. Hey, guys, it's November the 10th, 2024. You know what November 10th is, right?
No.
It's the 249th birthday of the United States Marine Corps.
Oh.
Semper Fi to all my Marine Corps buddies out there. Happy birthday to you. And tomorrow being the 11th is Veterans Day.
Yes, I know that tomorrow's Veterans Day.
So another salute to all of our Armed Forces veterans out there everywhere. We salute you here from Sea Lake Journeys.
And I don't salute right because I've never been in the military. I don't know the proper way to salute. I know some people, some do this, some do this, some do this. What's the proper way? What's the Marines do?
The Marines is a nice sharp like that. See?
Sharp.
Yeah, sharp. You want to get it sharp like that.
But I know some of them do, they do different things, right?
Oh yeah, all the other branches, I don't know what they do. Maybe they do Mark the Shark. I don't know.
Mark the Shark. Well, we want to thank you all for tuning in tonight and subscribing to our channel and watching our videos. We really do appreciate you. And to all of our members, a special thank you.
That's right. A big special thank you to all 27 members right now. Thank you so much.
About that. And here we go.
Hey, it's Tiffany Lava, Baby Shark right there saying,
Baby
hey,
shark,
Chet and
shark,
Robin.
shark, baby shark.
You got her baby shark over there. See?
You move over. I'm not in this room. I don't belong there.
It's right there where you always put it. It's right there where you always put it. Now you just put it somewhere else. Hey, it's TC Lifestyle Adventure. First time in. Greetings and blessings to you. Double squeaky right there for a newcomer. Thanks for joining us tonight, TC.
TC Lifestyle Adventures. That means that they must travel around and do all kinds of fun stuff.
Maybe he's got some real solutions for real cruisers.
And Scott Smith.
Hey, Scott, right there. He says, good evening, Sea Legs. We're driving and listening. Hey, whether you're driving home, driving to work, driving a UFO or a submarine, thanks for driving with us here tonight, y'all. We appreciate it. Woo! You're at the right place at the right time.
Okay.
The Z-Man's here. Good evening, Sea Leg. Sunday, fun day. Right on, okay. Z-Man.
So it looks like we got 2 raids tonight.
Yeah, we have got that Lamp Boy raid. That's also the hashtag Carnival Cruise Addicts.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because Chris is the Lamp Boy.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the lamp.
Yeah, the lamp.
The $250 lamp that really is worth about 10 cents.
Yeah. I think it's worth a lot to Chris, but nobody else. Danny D, the spectacular supporters here coming in on that CCA raid. Thanks, Danny D. Aaron says, hello, Sea Lake Journeys crew, and happy Sunday. Right on, Aaron. And controversial cruising, that's Scott saying, hey, y'all. And don't forget, Scott is also part of the Conscious Cruiser. And the Conscious Cruiser is up for a Best Podcast Award over on Meet and I. That's a channel. And in our community tab, you'll see a video from Elisa's Adventures in Cruising, the third person in our Conscious Cruiser podcast. So go over there, check out her channel, subscribe to her, subscribe to Scott, subscribe to Sea Lake Journeys, get over to Meet and I, and vote for your favorite podcast, The Conscious Cruiser.
Well, why don't you tell our new viewers what The Conscious Cruiser is?
Hey, if you don't know what The Conscious Cruiser is, it is Lisa, Scott, and myself talking about cruising on a podcast. Yeah. And we have different topics every Monday morning at 8:30. 8:30, I think we're skipping this week. I don't know if we have one this week or not. Because Scott and I were gone on cruises. We recorded some ahead of time, but I don't know if we had enough. So, I don't even know if we got one tomorrow.
So where can they find these podcasts at?
You can find them on Spotify. And if you check it out, guys, go over to Spotify and whatever you got to do, join, subscribe, click the like something. I don't even know what it was.
So what if they don't go to Spotify? How else can they hear this podcast?
Well, over on our channels, you can actually watch the show done as we recorded it over on the, on Controversial Cruiser. That's Scott, Elisa's Adventures in Cruising, Elisa, or here at Sea Lake Journeys.
And not every channel has all of the podcasts. They spread the podcasts out amongst the 3 YouTube channels.
That's right.
But they are all the podcasts are on Spotify under The Conscious Cruiser.
The Conscious Cruiser.
How about that?
Not the Unconscious Cruiser.
Hey, Mark. Salutes up.
Mark the Shark. We were just saluting you a minute ago, brother. He says, hello, beautiful people. Hey, beautiful shark. Bone Tired Denise is here. Dang, I need some of what Chet is smoking.
I don't know what Chet's smoking. He don't even smoke. It's that water. He claims it's water in a carnival cup. I'm beginning
It's
to
the
doubt.
magical carnival tumbler, y'all. I'm just saying. Rock the Boat's here too. Good evening to you. Right on, Rock the Boat. Thanks for joining us tonight. And Marjorie, Sea Lake Journeys, hi and good evening. Hey, Marjorie. Aaron says, and today is the USMC's birthday. That's right. That's right. The 249th birthday of the United States Marine Corps. And Crystal Sparkle here tonight saying, happy Sunday, awesome people. Right on, Crystal. Thanks for joining us.
Let's see. We got people just saying hello to each other.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get past that. What's this?
Rock the Boat says that was a great live at Carnival Cruise Addicts. Yes, it was. We came over from Carnival Cruise Addicts too. A great time over there with Chris and Liz. Always check them out Sunday at 5 o'clock. And they got some great stuff going on over there, y'all. And Scott says we'll be back next week on Elisa's channel.
Okay, there
right
we go.
On. That's what I thought, but I wasn't 100% for sure because I have been working a lot here on Sea Lake Journeys channel because we just got back from our Mexican Riviera cruise, which is what we're talking about tonight, our 7-day cruise out there. And I got a lot going on over here.
Yeah. So Tiffany is welcoming in TC Lifestyle Adventures. So TC, you are always welcome to share your link on our channel. To do so, all you do is you type in hashtag SLJ and Nightbot will share your link. That's the only job he has. We like it when he does it a little bit. And we got some great moderators in here that will help you with that. Somebody will give you an example. Somebody do hashtag SLJ to show TC Lifestyle Adventures how we share around here.
That's right, because we want other people to find you, get to know you, and love you like we do here at Sea Lake Journeys. Aaron says controversial cruising. So there's one pre-recorded show left in the chamber for Conscious Cruiser. Yeah, we had a couple loaded up for a while, but then we went cruising and got behind. Hey, Crystal says, hope you have a great day. We are having a great day here, Crystal. Woo! We're always having a great day here at Sea Lake Journeys, right?
And there it is. Hashtag SLJ.
Yes.
You put that in there and Nightbot shares your link.
That's right.
Check out Rock the Boat.
Rock the Boat, y'all.
Here we go.
Hey, Scott says, going to try and get a video in place. A video of my own. We'll see how I do once I get home from work, Aaron. Aaron. So Scott's going to try to fill in the 8:30 Monday morning void this week. Right on. There you go, Scott. Scott, the hardest working man in YouTube. He should be getting a lot of awards, I think. And Danny D says, can't wait to meet you, Chet and Robin, next July 2025.
Yes, so that's a meetup that a lot of people are going to be meeting Danny D because she has a conference of some sort to go to
in Orlando.
Yeah. July of 2025. If you're in Orlando, Florida, July 2025, just let us know. And we're all just going to kind of get up and meet each other and thank you.
Hey, check it out. We got a $4.99 super chat. Don't forget to like the live for our friends. Remember, you have hashtag the ability to be awesome.
And we don't have the thank you up here.
Yes, we do.
Thank you?
Yes, it's right there.
Oh, I just want to say thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much for subscribing to our channel. Thank you very much for watching our videos. Thank you very much.
And thank you for the membership. And thank you for watching. Thank you.
So Chet decided that everybody must have been getting tired of the dogs, and he made a new one.
I made a new super chat right there. Thank you for that. Crystal, you were the first one to get the brand new super chat. How about that? Crystal, the first one. Right on, Crystal. First one, get that brand new super chat.
And she said it was cute. Okay, so what is our topic tonight, Mr. Dodd?
It's whatever you feel like talking about from our 7-day Discovery Princess cruise. I mean, we got a lot to talk about. We got the ship, we got the ports, we got the excursions, we got the food, we got the activities, we got the entertainment, we got all this, we got artwork. Guys, we bought artwork in Puerto Vallarta.
We did. So you tell us in the chat what you would like for us to talk about. Otherwise, we're just going to talk randomly about the cruise. It was on the Discovery Princess. We went out of Los Angeles to the Mexican Riviera. We stopped at Cabo San Lucas, and did the camel ride.
Mhm.
We stopped at Puerto Vallarta and did salsa and salsa.
Nope, that was Mazatlan.
Mazatlan, we did salsa and salsa.
Yep.
And then Puerto Vallarta, we did the Mexican Fiesta
Yes.
with tequila tasting.
Yeah.
So all 3 of those excursions, we had lots of tequila.
We have lots of tequila in Mexico, y'all.
And I found out a great way to make a margarita that surprised me. All it was 2 different kinds of tequila and lime juice, a squirt of lime juice.
Mhm.
Best margarita I ever had. We actually have the recipe for it.
Somewhere.
We just haven't unpacked everything yet. Chet unpacked the dirty clothes. That was it.
And I watched them. As y'all are figuring out what you want to see, I'm going to go ahead and show my artwork. I bought a piece of artwork out
We're
there.
going to say hello to the Bud Files real quick. Hey, Bud Files.
Hey, Bud Files.
Okay, there you go.
There it is, y'all. Check that out. It's the Puerto Vallarta painted by a local artist right there, hand painting them right there at a table.
And he painted this whole thing with his fingertip.
It's awesome.
He didn't use any brushes.
He did?
No.
I wouldn't
Where's
even-
mine?
Yours is over there.
Over where? Oh, here's mine. Here's mine. He painted the whole thing with his fingertips. No paintbrush at all. And we sat there and watched him paint them. And it was fantastic. He was using like his pinky finger for parts of it and his index finger for other parts of it. And his fingernail, he'd slide his fingernail down and make a straight line. It was very, very fascinating. And this is true 100% art that gentleman was making right there at the
it
table.
was 2 brothers or something.
Yeah, 2 brothers.
This one is Jesus Lopez. He signed it down there.
Yep, and this one's his brother. What's it say?
Lopez. Someone starts with a U. I don't know.
Yeah, so we can't pronounce his name. But the 2 brothers were there, and they were painting them at the table. And so we got one from each brother. And they come with a great way to hang them up on the wall that is secured very well. And because we were on a cruise ship and he knew that, he packaged this up for us in like really sturdy cardboard and duct taped around it. And we told him, I said, we're flying home and we got to check this bag. And it made it home. Not anything, not even the outside cardboard was damaged.
Yeah, you could tell they'd done this before. It wasn't their first
Wasn't their first rodeo. We got a couple people here that dropped in. Let's say
let's do it. Crystal says the support the cruising community has offered me this year, I'm seriously forever grateful. I'm finally planning a Disney cruise with convention brony friends for 2026. How about that?
Yay!
Woo! You go, Crystal.
Woo-hoo.
Get on that cruise ship, girl.
That's
You're going to have a great time. Hey, the Cruise Nuts, Mike and Tracy here saying, hello, Chet and Robin. Hey, Mike and Tracy.
Here we go.
Danny D says, so cool, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we couldn't believe it when we saw them.
Yep.
A beautiful painting, yes.
Yep.
Oh, wow, that's pretty. Right on, Denise.
And we got a lot of wows.
Wows, yeah. When we saw them stand there painting, we watched, and we was there for a half hour just kind of watching them paint these things. And and I was like, wow, I think I want one of them.
Yeah.
Michael Ann says, my finger paintings don't look like that.
Mine don't either, honey. No, mine don't either. You'll never get a finger painting from me that looks that good.
You know those cave paintings they see with just a handprint on the wall? That's mine. Hey, it's Tracy, the other cruise nut. Hey, everybody. Hey, Tracy. And Tiffany says, that's beautiful, Robin.
Yeah, no, isn't it?
I agree. Ross says, still in recovery mode from the Paradise Cruise. OGs went, wow.
I love the OG part.
I believe you, Ross. I believe he still is in recovery mode there.
And yes, we've got to get some fancy frames for those. They're definitely he picked his out for this office, and I picked mine out for my office.
Mine's going to go on one of them things you set them on like this.
Easel.
Yeah.
He wants his on an easel.
Yeah.
Okay, so anybody want to talk about any of the excursions that we did? Here, what's this?
Yeah, so it will be you guys, Destination Fun, and Cruise Life TV will be there. Can't wait. That's the meet up with Danny D.
Yes,
right, there you go. So Sherry and Danny's going to be there, Greg and Michelle and us and whoever else rolls up that way.
And Crystal says she likes that they have a similar theme. So all of them was beach and cruising.
Based on the port itself of Puerto
based
Vallarta.
on the Port of Vallarta, yes.
Yeah.
And the one picture that Chet got here, that's actually a location in Port of Vallarta that's exactly what it looks like. And they can see the cruise ship from their little village area.
Ain't that cool?
Yeah. And then mine was from one of those little houses without the cruise ship in the background.
This is the haunted one over here. Because we were there for... we were down there in Mexico for Dia de Muerta, Day of the Dead,
yes,
and, Halloween and all that
yes,
stuff.
the Day of the Dead. What was it in Mazatlan? It was so decorated.
I think it was.
That?
I'm working on the video.
Yeah, they had the largest Katrina in the world. They were putting it together. Yeah. Her head alone was like, I don't know, 2 stories tall or something. It was ridiculous. We didn't get to see her put together because they don't put her together because the hurricane had come. So she was a little delayed in being put together. But the whole pier there had all different kinds of Katrinas. It was fantastic. And I never really experienced the Day of the Dead. And they told us that there's Halloween. They celebrate Halloween. And then the first Day of the Dead is for the children. And the second Day of the Dead is for the adults. So really they celebrate 2 days back to back the Day of the Dead. Right.
And some places do Halloween sort of like America does, and other ones just kind of ignore it and go for the 2 days, November 1st and 2nd of the Day of the Dead, which I didn't know. I always thought it was just 1 day.
Yeah, I did
2
too.
days.
Yeah. We learned a lot about the Day of the Dead, and it was fascinating. And the Katrinas they have a different story. Each Katrina has a different story.
Yeah.
And the Katrina is dressed and decorated for whatever that story is. And also in that area, people were already setting up their altars for the Day of the Dead visitation that they do. So it was really fascinating. A beautiful, beautiful display of things. I never realized that the Day of the Dead decorations were so pretty.
And I'll tell you, we got a video that will be coming out on that here eventually. I got a lot of videos, y'all, a lot of videos. It's going to take me 20 weeks to get them all out, probably.
So here's a good question.
How were the seas on the trip? Smooth sailing or wild?
So everybody had told us that ocean is a lot rougher than our ocean. That's the Atlantic. That's the Atlantic.
They're the Pacific.
They're the Pacific. Okay, whatever. The Pacific Ocean, everyone always told us that it was rougher seas than here in the Atlantic. We didn't experience that.
Yeah, we did. In Cabo San Lucas.
I did not. Okay, wait a minute. I'm talking about on the cruise ship itself.
Oh, the cruise. No, you didn't notice anything.
On the cruise ship itself, we didn't notice anything.
It's the same as Atlantic as far as
now, we had to take a tender at
Cabo San
Lucas. That was the roughest tender we have ever been on. And we've been on some pretty rough tenders.
And I have video footage of that coming out on our next video this Friday because I'm doing the Cabo San Lucas port. And let me tell you what, no wheelchairs, scooters, or anybody with mobility issues was allowed to get on the tenders. And you watch this video, you'll see why.
And evidently, that's pretty common for Cabo San Lucas.
Yes.
That if you're handicapped in any way, and you can, they have like, Chet, we have a great video of it. Here's the boat, the tender that you're getting on, and here's the cruise ship. And the waves are literally doing like this. And the staff standing there to help you would tell you, wait a minute. And then when they met, they'd say, step now. It's like you had a split second to step.
And the drop between the highest and the lowest was 18 inches or more, sometimes 24 inches. And you'll see it on the video. It'd go from being below where a guy is standing all the way up past his knee. So that could be 30 inches probably.
And they had you, the crew, each of them had one person on each side had my hands. There was no railing for me to hold on to. I held on to them. And they didn't hold on to my hands. They did like this kind of grip, like a safety kind of grip, right? And because I only weigh 114 pounds, they literally just picked me up and set me up on there. I'm like, oh, okay, great. And they're like, hold the rail. And all you heard them say was, as soon as you got up on the tender, they immediately yelled at you, hold the rail. And if you thought you were Mr. Wonderful and didn't need the rail, they were yelling at you, hold the rail.
If you didn't hold the rail, you're going to fall down, guarantee.
Yeah.
Guarantee it.
The roughest tender ride ever.
Let's see. So that's one port. like we've been asked in the past, have we ever seen one rough enough where they didn't allow the wheelchairs and scooters? We've seen one where they should not have allowed the wheelchairs and scooters, but they did. But this one, there was no way. There was no way you were getting on there. Denise says, we were in Cozumel in November 1st. And the department,
the Day of the Dead,
blah, 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 decorations everywhere and costumes galore. They're beautiful.
I just never really knew that much about the Day of the Dead. I like a lot of Americans, we know just a little bit about other celebrations in other countries, but they decorate, and it is absolutely one of the most colorful displays you'll ever see. I mean, the colors were so bright and vibrant. Yeah.
I can't wait to see this video coming up. Aaron says, so Chet didn't go ashore.
He did.
Yes, I did.
Yes, they did let him go ashore.
Because I was walking that day. I was on my prosthetic.
Right. He was on his prosthetic leg. But you couldn't take a walker. You couldn't take
no walkers,
no canes, anything like that. Yeah. You had to be on your own 2 feet or on your own 2 prosthetic feet or whatever, maneuvering yourself.
I saw one person with a walking stick, like they were going to go hiking. But no walkers, none of those things you push with wheels on them, and no wheelchairs, no crutches, none of that.
No.
Trust me, you see that video, you're going to be like, holy crap. You're going to wonder how some of the people you see get on that tender, how they got on it, even with 2 good legs. Michael Ann says, my education of Day of the Dead was from watching the movie Coco. We got ours live and in Mexico. So it was interesting because we had a tour guide too telling us what all these Katina dolls and stuff were all about. It was really interesting.
Yeah, it really, and I wish we could have spent more time there, but we just didn't have enough time there.
That was one of our things that they could have improved, is had more time in those ports.
Only because the Day of the Dead is not always there, right? It's only there once a year. I thought that because we were at the port on the Day of the Dead and they had this long pier. I mean, this is a really long pier, like boardwalk, decorated with, I thought for sure we'd get to stand there and take more pictures. And he didn't. He hustled us along. And I was like, he kept yelling at me because I kept wanting to take pictures. He kept yelling at me, stay with the group, stay with the group. I was like, I want to take pictures and stay with the group, stay with the group. And then the other thing that me personally, I felt like cruisers could have done better at in that same port, Cabo San Lucas, where the Katrinas were. That was Mazatlan. Yeah. We got to go into a church, a very old church, an absolutely gorgeous church, right? With all of these sculptures and things carved into the walls and stained glass windows and all this. The thing that upset me was that this is a real church. People that live there, remember, we're there on the Day of the Dead celebration, and they're in church praying, and you've got all these cruisers and all these, visitors talking loud and kind of, I don't know. They weren't in my opinion, they could have been more respectful to the local people that were actually there for their daily prayer. So if you do visit a church, even if it's not your religion, remember, you are almost always visiting someone else's place of worship. And if you see people kneeling and praying, it's okay to take pictures, but keep your voice down. And I wish that cruisers would have kept their voice down a little bit. I almost told 2 ladies to shut up, but I didn't. We got some more people that came into the chat here.
Okay, who we got? Aaron says, so CSL was before the port of call where you walked yourself to near death. It took all 3 of them, Aaron. Cabo, Mazatlan, and Puerto Vallarta were all back to back, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And Thursday I was in a wheelchair.
And he spent this whole week in the wheelchair. He actually, all of the terrain in all 3 of those ports was uneven terrain. And the other thing was, the one port was a tender port. The other 2 ports were mandatory tram rides. You could not just get off and walk on the pier yourself.
Right.
The tram, one port was in an industrial area. and you had to stand there and wait for the tram, and the tram took you to the area and dropped you off where you could walk as a pedestrian. But everything was uneven pavement, uneven pavers, very difficult terrain to maneuver if you had disabilities, and stairs with no handrails. I was amazed at how many stairs there were that had absolutely no handrail whatsoever. I actually held Chet's arm like this so I could be the handrail for him, and some of them were tall steps.
Yep.
How do you describe that?
Yeah, they were
like
high steps. Step. Yeah, and shallow and high, and with no handrail. That's not a good combination for a one-legged dude.
Yes, it was very difficult to walk that terrain in that territory.
I was able to do it though, of course, but I paid the price. After 3 days of that, my stump was bleeding.
Yeah. And
I had splits open, and I was like, oh no.
And he's never had that before, ever.
I said, oh, I've messed up. Scott says, so one leg and a prosthetic was okay.
Yep.
It depends on the person. Listen, just because I can do it, not all one-legged people are going to be able to do it.
Right.
There's some one-legged people that I know that, no, they're not going to do it.
And there are also a lot of the amputees that they're only on their leg to like transfer from here to there or walk from here to the door, that kind of thing. Not all amputees walk on their leg all day. Right. Some do, but not all do. And if you are one of those that cannot walk on your leg all day.
Yeah, they have what's called a K system. It's K1 through 4. And you got to be a K3 or a K4 to be able to do some of the stuff I did. You K1 or K2, it's too long a story to explain, but they're not going to be the level to be able to do the stuff that I did.
And when we got on the camels, Chet had to end up riding a camel by himself because where the two of us, based on our body weights, I would have been in the front of the camel and Chet would have been on the back of the camel. Well, where his prosthetic leg would have touched the camel drivers decided to put him on a camel by himself so he could be in the front because they did not trust where that artificial leg may or may not touch the camel.
That's right. And we don't want to spook no camel.
No, we don't.
That would not be a good day.
No.
Scott says, now, as long as Chet didn't run into 4 tequilas, we're good. Oh, I ran into more than 4 tequilas, buddy.
4 tequilas that day. Yes. I think we had more than 4 tequilas at every stop.
Trust me, you're not walking your stump bloody without a bunch of tequila.
I didn't even know he had broken the skin on the stump.
I didn't either. I pulled my leg off and there was blood all on the bottom. I'm like, oh, that ain't good.
Thank God it was bad. We had got back to the ship from the last excursion.
Yeah.
When we discovered that. And it was like, oh, thank God we're back on the ship. Guess who's going to be in the wheelchair for the rest of the time? I
wasn't feeling no pain, guys. I mean, it wasn't like I'm like, oh, my leg's killing me. My leg wasn't killing me. I got a high threshold of pain. I can walk I've walked before until I had to go get surgery. So I almost did it again. Eddie says, yo, November 2nd, Dia de los Muertos. Yes, that's for the adults. November 2nd, we found out, Eddie. Right. November 1st is for the kids, and November 2nd is for the adults. We didn't know that.
Did not know that.
We learned something new in Mexico. Mexico. Aaron says, I think the Bond film Spectra starts out with a Day of the Dead festival. Oh, yeah. I've seen movie. Didn't know what movie it was, but I've seen where it had the big parade of all that. Bone Tired says, oh, that's disrespectful.
Yeah. That's sacred ground. Yeah. The thing is that I honestly don't think some people realized that it was really local people praying. Because
listen, not everybody is a religious person. You got secular people out there, and to them, it's just a tourist attraction. If you've got it opened up for tourists, it's a tourist attraction.
Right.
So even though we're looking at them, in our minds, are being disrespectful because it is a church. Right. But they don't see it that way.
And that's what a couple of ladies that I wanted to say shut up to, they did not see it as they saw it as a historical landmark that they were there to visit.
Yeah, just a tourist attraction.
Right.
I'm going to take pictures.
They did not see it as a regular, everyday place of worship for people.
That's always hard for us to understand sometimes too, but it's a secular world out there, folks.
Especially when we walked into the church was absolutely breathtaking.
Yes, it was.
And so when you walked in the doorway, you immediately were like, oh, this is absolutely beautiful. This is absolutely gorgeous. And you get caught up in looking up like this at everything that when you look down, you don't realize that there are people kneeling in the pews.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe a lot of people didn't realize that.
Yeah, I mean, Danny D says Chet's reaction was like, "Thank God she didn't."
Hello, Lori.
Hey, Lori, late and cooking, but here. Wait, right on, Lori.
Mm-hmm.
What is for supper? She had chicken.
There you go.
Michael Ann says definitely wouldn't pass any building codes.
Yeah, right, exactly.
That's for sure.
There was a lot of stuff in Mexico. I'm like, yeah, that would never pass a building code anywhere.
No building codes here.
No OSHA. Either.
No OSHA. No OSHA. No. And he says this week I've been sore after so much on the Paradise.
Yeah, I get sore from walking a lot, and I've got 2 legs.
I don't get sore because I make sure I walk at least 10,000 steps every day. You know, I make sure I do that. That's several miles a day I do.
Hey, James.
But the problem was the terrain, like she said, in 3 days in a row. I think one day I had 28,000 steps. That's almost a 3-day total in one day.
All of our excursions were all-day excursions. None of our excursions were just a few hours.
Oh, right. I mean, when we got off the boat first thing, and we were the last ones back on.
Yeah, in Cabo San Lucas, you know what? And let me tell you what Discovery Princess did. Because every port we were at was either a tender or a tram. So what they did was, if you had an excursion, you met in a certain location. They did a fantastic job of organizing people, sitting them in sections. Like one of our excursions, we had to meet in the main theater.
Yeah.
And they had these rows were for excursion number whatever, and these rows were for excursion number whatever. And then they called that excursion to get you off the ship so that you could be on the same tram or so you could be on the same tender and everything. Discovery Princess had that down pat to a fine art.
I'm telling you, you cannot have a better system than what they have. And my applause to the passengers on Princess for following the system.
Yes.
Because, guys, we love Carnival. We're platinum on Carnival, too. But I can tell you, every time they try to do that on Carnival, there's people just walking in and getting in the wrong section. Well, I'm on that excursion too, and they're not on that excursion. They end up on the wrong excursion.
And what they had was they actually had staff. You know how, like, let's say you're going to get off on deck number 4, right? And you have to take, the only way to get there is the stairwell from deck 5. Okay. They had staff standing there asking you why you were getting off the ship. Did you have an excursion or were you just going off on your own for the day? If you were just going off on your own for the day, they would tell you it's not time for you to get off the ship yet. You need to go wait somewhere else. If you were getting off for an excursion, they told you where you needed to go to wait for that excursion.
You had to show your ticket. That way they looked at your ticket and they gave you a band and or a sticker. A sticker was numbered like red 7, blue 13, whatever. And that's where you went and sat in those sections, and there was people directing you. You have red 7, you sit here. You have blue 13, you sit over there. It was great.
And there was one excursion where we actually met in a dining room, right? And there was like, I don't know, 10 or 12 excursions in the dining room. And even though they didn't have sections like that, she would stand at the door and she would say, okay, everybody with pink 8, it's time to leave. They stood at the door looking at your ticket. If you were not pink 8, they sit you back to sit down again. So there was no way you were getting off that ship in an order that was not part of making sure you were on the right tram or the right tender.
And it had to be that way because the excursions are so long. You have to get the excursions off the ship first. The ones that book with Princess get you off first so that you can get out there and get going so that you can get back. Because we were the very last tender at 8 o'clock. It was dark 30 when we got back on the ship.
And if you booked your excursion through a third party and not through the cruise ship, they didn't give you priority. Nope. You got off the ship with people that did not have excursions at all.
Right.
So just because you booked through a third party, you weren't getting off ahead of everybody else.
And this is interesting too. The people at the camel ride we went to, they says, oh, the people that booked third party through here, they don't get the same experience y'all get.
Yes.
Well, they can't because they don't have the same amount of time.
Right. Right. And so for that particular cruise ports and that particular itinerary, if you did not book through Princess, you could have run into a little bit of difficulty.
Oh man, yeah. Let me tell you, this particular itinerary, there ain't no way I'd have booked without booking through Princess.
No way.
No way.
Mm-mm.
I don't care if it's a free excursion. I'm not doing it.
Like the tender ride, when we were in Cabo San Lucas, we booked the camel ride through Princess, right? And it was an all-day excursion. Well, when we were the last bus to leave the adventure area, and it was pitch black. I mean, you could not see your hand in front of your face. There were no street lamps, no nothing. And it was an hour bus ride from the adventure back to the tender port, right? We were the very last tender back on the ship. They had the pilot, the
pilot that directs the ship in and out of ports was already there.
He was on the ship, and they were waiting for our tender, and they were saying, and it was pitch black, and there were all these sea lions that I wanted to take a picture of these sea lions because you could hear them. You couldn't see them, you could hear them because it was so dark.
I fixed that.
And I wanted to be able to see them and take a picture of them.
You're going to be able to on video now.
They wouldn't let me stop and take a picture. So the picture I got was when we were sitting on the tender. Yeah. They were like, no, ma'am, you cannot take a picture. You've got to go. You've got to go. I'm like, okay, I'm listening because I'm not going to be left behind. But if you booked something on your own in Cabo San Lucas, you could have easily gotten left behind.
Yeah, I think any of the ports. I think you're just better off. Man, I'm telling you, with that itinerary, there ain't no way I'd book third party or go off on my own.
No way. I wouldn't have either. Let's see if there's anybody.
Oh, yeah. I see some James Cantonese in here now.
I told him. We already told him.
I didn't.
I know, because you were running your mouth.
I was?
Yeah.
Hey, Jay.
There we go.
Hey, Q Creations. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to you.
And everybody else is just saying hello to everybody.
Okay, great. Okay.
So what is another thing you had written down there?
Well, I did have on the thumbnail, we want to address this real quick while we're there. She got to meet a celebrity on the ship.
I did. So it was so funny because I think it was the first day on the ship. So we had a hard time booking our specialty dining before we got on the ship, right?
Yes.
We get 2 specialty dinings, and we wanted to do the 360 dining, which we'll talk about that one night. That was an absolutely fantastic thing. It was better than the chef's table. If you enjoyed the chef's table, the 360 dining was better. You cannot even explain it to people. And then we went to the steakhouse because we always love the steakhouse. Mm-hmm. Well, then we couldn't get into any other restaurant except for the Italian. We did get into the Italian. So we actually saw Rudy from Rudy's Catch walking around on the ship.
He was on the ship. I told her, I said, hey, look, that's Rudy from Rudy's Seafood Catch.
And I said, no, I don't think so. He said, yeah, it is. And then the next day we saw him. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is him. He was on the ship the whole week, right? And so on the thumbnail, that picture of me and him, he was standing there talking to another lady because we never interrupted him, because every time we saw him, he was talking with chefs. Mm-hmm. Every time we saw him, they were dressed in their chef outfit, like they were discussing maybe something for the meal that night, or they were always talking business, but he always waved, right? If he saw you, he would wave at you. And so this particular day, he was in regular clothes, and he was standing there talking to a lady. And she says, would you mind if I get a picture taken of you? He says, absolutely not. So they did this, and they did a selfie, right? Well, then because I kind of lingered around, and when she left, I said, could I get a selfie? He says, absolutely. So we took a selfie, and I told him, I said, I'm so sorry we couldn't get in your restaurant. It was booked. And he says, it's good.
I came around and said, man, you were just too popular. Your place is filled up. We can't even get in there. And he goes, well, don't feel bad because I tried to book it and I can't get in there either.
And look, Danny D, 6 months.
6 months. That's a double squeaky right there for Danny D, the super supporter.
We say thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much for subscribing to our channel. Thank you very much for watching our videos. Thank you very much.
And thank you for the membership. And thank you for watching. Thank you.
Thank you very much to all of you, not just Danny D, but to all of you. Thank it. Yeah. Shake it, Robin.
Shake it. She was having a good old time there in the piazza.
So, what else you got written down there?
Well, while we're looking at the piazza, I got all kinds of stuff written. We spend a lot of time sitting in the piazza because
we love the piazza.
Yeah.
It's one of our favorite places on a princess ship to hang out.
But this particular piazza had a problem. A problem we've never experienced on Princess.
Yeah, so we spent very little time in the piazza because of this issue that we've never experienced on a princess ship before.
Never.
Go ahead and tell them what the issue was.
It smelled like an ashtray in there.
The cigarette smoke was so strong, and the casino is what, 3 decks up?
Yeah.
3, but it was, I don't know, somehow the smoke was just coming down the atrium area there in the piazza. And we weren't the only ones that said something about it. There were a lot of people walking around going, why do I smell cigarettes? And are people smoking around us? And it was that strong. You actually felt like there was somebody smoking right there.
Yeah. I've never experienced that on a princess ship.
Never.
Ever.
And it was so bizarre.
It was, especially on a brand new ship. I mean,
on a brand new ship.
Yeah, it's a brand new ship. I couldn't figure it out.
We couldn't figure it out. But we didn't spend as much time in the piazza as we normally do.
Right.
And the other thing that was disappointing about the piazza is the gelato.
Yeah.
Is right there, right?
Yeah.
So we always we get the gelato, we sit down, we watch whatever, because they always got something going on in the piazza. There's always some kind of entertainment in the piazza. But
there was no chocolate gelato. None for the whole week.
None. No chocolate gelato for the whole week. Here's Danny.
Man, I was disappointed. Danny D says, I was waiting for someone to walk by and look at her saying, what is she doing?
Isn't it? Looky here.
Lori, a member for 23 months. Double squeaky. Give her.
We say thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much for subscribing to our channel. Thank you very much for watching our videos. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And thank you for the membership. And thank you for watching. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lori.
Lori must have been one of our very first members.
She was. I think she was our absolutely first member.
It had to be. Mm-hmm. I mean, 23 months. Man, wow, that's crazy. Thanks, Lori. You are the bomb. Tell Larry we said hi. And we got to get on a cruise with you again. They are fun people to cruise with.
They really are. Yeah. They really are. I know. They had gelato, just no chocolate.
Yeah, they had like 12 flavors. There are 12 different flavors of gelato.
Yep.
And we ended up eating some. But, man, I'm a chocolate nut.
He loves the chocolate gelato. Yeah, they had gelato, just not chocolate.
Not chocolate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they had Nutella. I was like,
Nutella was the closest thing they had. So I made do. Yeah. Q Creation says, do they still show the Love Boat episodes on Princess Cruises?
They do. In your cabin, you can watch all of the Love Boat episodes.
And we've done that before.
We didn't feel good on the cruise ship before in the past, and we've laid in a room and watched all of the episodes.
Yeah.
Now, on this particular ship, there was, we flew to Los Angeles on Friday, and we got on the ship on Saturday. Well, Princess put us up in a very, very nice hotel. I don't remember the name of the hotel. Do you remember the name of the hotel?
Marriott by the airport?
It was a Marriott by the airport. Very nice hotel. And the Princess staff was fantastic. They made sure that we got from the airport to the shuttle to the hotel. When we got to the hotel, made sure we had a handicap room, made sure our room was ready because we got there earlier than what our room would have been ready for typically. And then they had a princess rep there, and she made sure that there was more than one princess ship in the hotel. So she was making sure you got on the right princess ship bus to go to the ship, made sure your luggage was there, all that kind of stuff. And the only thing was I got sick eating food at the hotel.
Yeah, she got cross-contamination.
It's not gluten-free.
The hotel did her in.
I spent the first 3 days on the cruise ship very, very, very sick. Thank God the day that we did the camel rides, which was the first excursion, I felt okay when we got off the ship. rode the camels. I did not eat the meal that they prepared for us because I had not been feeling well. So I just I think I just ate the corn on the cob. But that was like, ugh. What you gonna do, right?
She made it though.
I made it. Through it. I suffered through it. I sure did. I definitely suffered through it.
The tequila helped.
The tequila helped.
I don't know if it helped her stomach, but it helped her.
Not either.
Oh boy! One thing they got in Mexico is tequila.
Yes, and it's different tequila. And
it is different.
We had more than one tequila tasting with more than one types of tequila, and they explained to us why the different types of tequila. And another thing that we learned was they have a candy plant in Mexico, right? That they make a lot of the Mexican candy out of. But the plant itself takes 50 years for the inside of it to be big enough to make candy. So they have banned using that plant for candy anymore in Mexico because the plant is becoming extinct. It's called a barrel cactus.
Barrel cactus.
Yeah, remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yep. That was a good walking tour we did of the and after we rode the camel.
What is this?
Robin's teeth are so white.
They don't look white to me.
They are though. Look at her glowing like crayons.
I don't know. I brushed them. I mean, how white are they?
They're this white.
Hey, look, it's the Down Under Cruisers.
Good day, Sean and Elena. You missed. Oh,
that's just TC. Okay. It was just everybody saying. Okay. Yeah, it's just everybody hashtagging everybody hello.
Okay.
So another thing about our cruise.
Oh, we got so much stuff here. I want to talk a little bit too about the first day we did something that we do not typically do on a cruise. We do it on a cruise, but never on the first day.
Yeah. And this once again was because of me. We had a 5-hour flight. A direct flight. We had a direct flight there. Coming home, we did not have a direct flight. We had a flight and then like a 2-hour layover and then another flight home. So we got home at like 2:00 in the morning. But the 5-hour flight there was so uncomfortable. I got a big old knot in my back. So we never get a cruise. We never get a massage on the first day on the cruise. We did to this time. The very first day on the ship, we got a massage.
So
we did not get to see leaving the port.
Yeah, I swore I was going to make sure I got there for sail away and got that port. Well, when I saw the port, I was like, this ain't a very pretty port from what I could see of it.
It was an industrial port.
Yeah, it looked very industrial. So the massage was calling, and I'll tell you what, that was awesome. Mm-hmm. I think doing it on the first day is better than doing it any other time on a cruise.
And it was funny because we were getting our massages, right? And very faintly in the background, you could hear the horns on the ship playing the Love Boat thing.
Yeah.
Instead, we're usually out there where it's really loud and it's almost too loud. It's almost deafening. But this time it was just very faintly in the background. Another thing that we did on this cruise was we watched football.
That's right.
On the big screen.
Yeah, they had a football game on the big screen, and we went up there, and hey, why not? We went to deck 17 instead of down on 16 where usually people sit. And but this is where we also ran into something that we did not know about the app.
Yes. So we have always told everybody that you can order anything anywhere on the ship on the app. If you want a drink, if you want food. That's not true. We found that out. That's not true. You can order food from certain restaurants and delivered to you out there because we were watching the football game. So we thought, well, we'll order some food. We'll get a hamburger sent up here.
Burger and some fries. Yeah.
No.
You get the fries.
You could get the fries, but not the burger because the fries came from room service.
You could get the fries. Listen to this, y'all. We can get the fries, but not the burger.
Because the burger didn't come from room service.
We can get fries, but not a burger. That to me, I was like, are you kidding me?
Then we wanted to order drinks, right? So I wanted a ginger ale, and he wanted a Coke, a Pepsi. You couldn't and a bottle of water.
And a bottle of water.
We could order the Coke and the ginger ale where we were sitting at, but not the bottle of water.
what? And I'm like, no, what are you telling me? And then she'd show me the screen on her phone.
And it said, we cannot deliver this right now
To this
because you're not in your stateroom.
To this location or something
Right.
like
We
that.
cannot deliver to this location. Would you like to schedule it later when you're in your stateroom?
Yeah.
I'm like, what? And the other thing that we thought was odd was that normally you see bar staff walking around asking, do you want drinks?
Right.
Especially if you're watching a movie. And in this case, Sunday afternoon football, whatever day it was, football.
Yeah.
No staff walking around asking you, did you want a drink? We had one guy on the pool deck. We only saw one guy.
We was there for 2 hours.
For the 2 hours, we saw one guy walking around doing drinks.
And we had to go, hey!
Yeah. And in the piazza, they were only walking around in certain areas of the piazza. We're used to them walking around the whole piazza, no matter where you were sitting, asking if you wanted to drink.
He was walking in the piazza. He was walking like 10 feet from the bar and no further.
Yep.
Would not where we sat out there around the circle. I don't think we ever saw one come out there.
No.
It's so bizarre. It was really bizarre.
But y'all know me. I do a lot of food tasting because we have, I have the celiac disease and everything. In the International Cafe, the one day I went to the International Cafe and I said to him, I only see these 2 items that are gluten-free. And he said, yeah, that's all we have today. I'm going to say it was like the first day.
Mm-hmm.
Not the first day we boarded, but the first full day.
Yeah.
He says, no. He says, are you gluten-free? I said, yeah. He says, oh, okay. After that, every day that we went to the International Cafe, there was more gluten-free options.
Yep.
And then he said to me, do you like sandwiches? I didn't order a sandwich. Chet didn't order a sandwich. He just said to me, do you like sandwiches? And I said, yes, I do. He says, I'll make sure I have gluten-free bread for you tomorrow in case you want a sandwich.
Yeah, he said, I can make any sandwich up here. I'll have the bread.
So one day I had a ham and cheese sandwich from the International Cafe. And I thought that was fantastic because he asked me.
Yeah.
He asked me.
That was really cool.
And
really cool.
The only place I was disappointed with the gluten-free was the Italian restaurant. That was the only place that I did not trust the waiter. I did not trust the waiter. And anywhere else on the ship, I was good.
Yeah,
I trusted
they have
the waiters.
gluten-free pasta, but he just lost the confidence, and she just wouldn't even order pasta. I said, "Well, order gluten-free pasta."
I wanted to order gluten-free pasta, but I had lost such faith in the waiter that I did. If it was not marked gluten-free on the menu, I didn't order it because I did not have faith in the waiter.
So we found out something while we was on the ship too, and this is why we commented. It says sometimes we have far better service from the wait staff in the main dining room than we do at specialty dining. Why is that?
Yes.
Well, finally, a lady answered us. She goes, I can tell you why. She says, because the head waiters are all going to be the best of the best, whether it's main dining room or specialty dining. Mm-hmm. But in the main dining room, the junior waiters are actually junior waiters trying to be head waiters. So they're the next best. What you're getting in specialty dining is guys that are just out walking around selling drinks or other bar staff that really don't have anything to do with food. Waiters. And they're coming out right and doing the waiting on tables too. And that's where it drops off. And I'm like, that makes total sense.
Yes, because if you want to be a head waiter, whether it be in the dining room or whether it be in specialty dining, you must be a junior waiter in the main dining room first.
That's why you
and
get
that's
better
where you
service.
That's where you get promoted from. So that's why in the main dining room, I have always gotten great service on any cruise line with the gluten-free staff because junior waiters in the main dining room are striving to be head waiters. I'm like,
and
I did not know that.
In the steakhouse and stuff, they don't care. They're just going to go back to doing their regular job as soon as they leave.
Right, because maybe he works in let's say the pizza place on Princess. What's the name of that pizza place?
Salty Pizza, or I forget. I don't know.
Starts with a G.
Oh, Gigi's
Pizza and the steakhouse. Okay, your junior waiter might be a buffet person.
Right.
They could have just pulled people off the buffet because they had more reservations in these 2 dining facilities. Yep. Your junior waiters in specialty dining are not junior waiter. They're just wait
Food staff,
They're
right.
food staff.
Food
That's
staff,
what they are. And because she was such a sweet young girl, and I said to her, I said, why is it that I get the best service for gluten-free? And it was what it was. The conversation came about the morning after we had the Italian. We were in the main dining room for breakfast. And I said to her, so why is it that, no, I don't have to ask in the main dining room, but in specialty dining, it doesn't seem to work out that way. And then she explained it to us. I'm like,
Totally made sense.
Totally
it
made
all
sense.
clicked to us.
Yep. Here we go.
Okay, so Danny D says, hey, how white are they? Just don't spill anything on your laptop like Scott did. Yeah, Scott's spilling drinks and stuff in his computer the other night on Match Game. Match Game. Hey, I got a match for you.
Yeah.
And Sean says, oh, I wish we could have a 5-hour flight.
That's because you're coming from Australia.
I know. He's got like a 23-hour flight. I'm sorry, Sean. We don't mean to complain to you. But we'll be flying your direction one day, too. And then
One day we're coming there.
Yeah, one day we're, we may just do it by cruise ship, though.
Yeah.
We may just get on a cruise ship in L.A. and come down to Sydney that way. Danny says, speaking of Sean and Helping Hands for Cruise-a-thon, dates for 2025 are January 17th through the 19th, April 11th through 13th, and August 8th through 10th. How about that?
Fantastic.
Thanks for that update there, Danny D. We'd like to be a part of that.
And I've got fun stuff for next year when we do that. Because I found fun stuff this year and it's too late.
Okay.
This year we're going to team up with another channel and maybe 2 channels, probably.
Well, don't say it.
Probably Ocean to Ocean and CME, and do some fun stuff together.
Down Under says the problem with that, the ship is so new, the folks are so small, they couldn't find you.
I don't think that was part of the issue.
I did lose 20 pounds before I got on the ship. So.
Yeah.
Scott says something about corn pasta.
Peanuts.
Peanut. Danny says, no problem, Mr. Oh, yeah, Sean. Q says, good information. On my last few cruises, I noticed that the crew struggled to give good food service to large groups of 10 to 15 people. I found myself dining solo, and they treated me like a king. Yes, something to that, Q. Yes,
there is something to that as well.
Because the more help they have to get, the lesser grade of help you're getting.
Well, and the thing is, too, we have actually sat in the dining room with a bigger group, and we were the last people served in the dining room.
Oh, yeah, on the Norwegian Breakaway.
We sat there for that dinner was a 2-hour dinner.
It was horrible.
And what was there, 12 of us at the table? 12 of us at the table.
13, I think 13 of us.
Yeah. And
I thought we was
2
never
hours
gonna
for
get
dinner.
on.
And they made us make a reservation, okay? And then they told us we needed to come early because they were afraid we wouldn't get served before the dinner service ended.
I don't never want to do a group that big at a table again. We've done 6 and had no problem. 6 is fine. 4 is fine. 2 is
8
fine.
Is even okay.
Yeah, even we've done 8 has been good. Man, you get like 13 though.
So just so you know, we're just going to throw this out there. If you're ever on a cruise with us and there's a big party going to dinner together, we're probably not going to go with you in that big party. Not because we don't love you, not because we don't want to be with you, but because we want to eat and go.
We'll be the table of 6 over beside you.
Yeah, we'll be the table of 6 beside you. Only because it takes them so much longer to wait on those big tables. And then I am going to be a problem at that table because my gluten-free options take longer to cook. So not only are you there longer because of a big group, you're there longer because of me.
Well, it's about time for us to go. It's 6:58.
Is it really? We got a couple. Got a couple comments.
Let's get them. Danny says no problem, and I'm on the advisory board too. Right on, Danny D. Scott says I can't wait to cruise with you two. We can't wait to cruise with you, Scott. Lori says that was a raised hand because you didn't ask for the maitre d'. Right, Lori knows.
I know. Lori's an experienced cruiser. That's why she.
Lori's
knows.
getting the peanut squeak tonight. Sean says, you folks would love the Trans-Pacific cruise from what I hear. We would love to, too. My thoughts, though, fly down and cruise home.
Yes, that's
us. Yes.
That we want to fly down and cruise home, too.
Yeah, absolutely,
because flying home after a cruise does nothing but wear you out. Here you got on a cruise, you're all relaxed. Now you're all stressed out from flying.
Yeah, when we fly to Sydney, we're going to probably take 2 days of rest down there. Sean says, we don't mind spending a bucket load of time with you, Robin. All right. I like that.
A bucket load.
Cruise Nuts. Great live as always. Thank you guys. Everyone have a great Sunday evening. You too, Mike and Tracy. Thanks for joining us.
We want to thank you all for stopping in to join us tonight.
Yes.
And here is a little thank you.
We're going to fade out here.
Hi, I'm Robin. This is Chet, and we're Sea Lake Journeys.
That's right. So come on with us, and we're going to show you the ships, the ports, and the excursions that we do while we're cruising.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and of course, YouTube.
That's right. So come on and join us on all the fun things we're going to do. We also have live shows Wednesday and Friday morning at 8:30 Eastern Time and Sunday night at 6 p.m. So come on and join us there too.
And don't forget, we have a wide variety of videos on YouTube, from everything from the food to the rooms to the excursions to the ships.
That's right. So come on and join us for the fun here at Sea Lake Journeys.
Until next time, we'll see you around the channel.
See you around the channel.
See you around the channel, guys.
See you around the channel.